God didn't believe in us when we was down, so don't come round when we didn't give it up, was down on luck. We focused up until we came up. Now we got blessings, work for more than we'll ever need. Now we got blessings, blessings.
Blessings in abundance. Yo, how y'all doing on today? What's going on? You know who this is, Jason Miller, Roy Lewin, and check the spelling, all right? I'm back with another wonderful episode of Again, I'm Not Saying Nothing, I'm Just Saying. Now, on today's episode, I wanted to ask you, are you smart? Remember that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Remember that song that show, right? My question to you is, are you smarter than a box of rocks, right? All right, let's check it out. So, the reason why I'm starting the show with that is, are we smarter than a box of rocks specifically? And today's gonna be a very comedic episode. I'm gonna try to limit my F-bombs and my MFs and my BIEs in this process. But what I'm gonna talk about is really what we've been having to deal with and what we've been sold, and really, why do we buy the horse manure that we buy and what we do with it, right? So we know we're dealing with the pandemic. Now, the pandemic has profited the pharmaceutical companies over $1,300 per second since the beginning of this pandemic. So let's go back for a second. So the pandemic, or the World Health Organization declared the pandemic a world pandemic on March 11th, 2020. So if you take March 11th, 2020, a 1 year inverse by the second, right? So if you think of how many seconds are in a year and you multiply that by 1,300 and then multiply that by 3, because it's 2020, 21, 22. So the last 3 years, all right? Multiply that and then you'll get a better understanding of how much money the pharmaceutical company's been making so far during this pandemic. Now, we know that, a couple of things that's happening, in America. We drill oil on our own soil. Like, we don't ship oil in from the Keystone Pipeline into America. We're doing that so we can get more oil out, so we can sell more oil. Now, here we are in America where, BP, Shell, and ExxonMobil, they are our oil manufacturers, but they were able to sell us on Putin's price hike. Now, with Putin hiking the price on our gas, what does that mean? Let's take a look. This is my guy, Trevor Noah. So today's episode is going to feature Trevor Noah. And I'm also going to feature Russell Brand as well. So I'll get to Russell Brand at the end of this. But right now, we'll talk a little bit of Trevor Noah. And this part is pretty hilarious. So check this out, right?
Those are pretty bad. Anyway, let's move on from Europe to another place that's feeling the heat, the White House. After being unable to accomplish anything that Joe Biden has campaigned on, the president's approval rating is now hovering somewhere between long COVID and Uvalde police departments. And making matters worse for him is a runaway inflation, right? Especially when it comes to gas prices. The prices of gas are so high that these days driving is the entire date. It's just like, he really spoiled me last night. We drove all the way from my house to the end of the block. He's so romantic. But here's the thing. Until gas prices improve, neither will Joe Biden's approval rating, right? Which is why over the weekend, he was in Saudi Arabia making nice with a frenemy who just happens to own a lot of oil.
It was the fist bump seen around the world. The president with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the man the U.S. holds responsible for the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
It's the image the Saudis had hoped for and the White House had hoped to avoid.
Biden's doctors reportedly disallowed handshakes due to COVID, but conveniently also helped the president.
Now, if you don't know, right now, Biden has COVID. Just so you know. So in case nobody knew or nobody's aware of it, maybe you knew about it, maybe you already heard the news. But right now, Biden has COVID. So he just went over there to do the fist bump heard around the world. He went there for oil, and ironically, after doing all of that and all of that schmoozing with the Saudis, he still came back and didn't have any oil to show for it because they went against what he's saying. And the OPEC Plus is deciding to side with Russia. And Pepper, no, I'm talking right now. My dog is trying to jump up on my lap. Okay, come on up. Yeah, this is my dog, Pepper. She's trying to jump up on my lap in the middle of my show. You see this? Just interrupt him. Just trying to interrupt my whole show. You just trying to be look at her. She's trying to give me hugs, trying to be a star. You just want to be a star, huh? Anyway, like I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna keep this one going because I'm making into something else in a minute.
The Crown Prince.
Yeah! Stop asking him about the fist bump. Ask him about the looming recession. No, actually, just ask me about the fist bump. Ask me about the fist bump. America obsesses about these things. Don't look too friendly. Don't do it. It's also funny how President Biden thought it would be better to fist bump Mohammed bin Salman because that seems less friendly than a handshake.
Right. Of course, that's some white thing to do, and that's some white thing to say. Obviously, we know the difference, but of course, with how Trevor Noah is putting it, he's making it very comedic because he wants you to then laugh at the whole thing. But again, for me, the interesting part is not the fact that Joe Biden used to talk shit about MBS before he became president. That's why he had to go over there to go begging for oil. It's not about that. It's not even about the fact that they're being sidelined right now with the big Build Back Better plan that is so ridiculous that it would rape America's infrastructure. It even got Bernie Sanders upset that he was not negotiating in good faith, and that is something that is horrible. Really? Okay. As if the big Build Back Better plan was actually something to make a major difference for America. Now, what I do want to get to right now is really, are we smarter than a box of rocks? Like I asked the question, right? So if you have a car or a newer model car, or say you bought a car or you know somebody that bought a car anywhere between, I don't know, in the last 10 years, let's say 2020 to 2010. Let's say just take that generational gap from 2010 to 2020. Now, you know most of these cars have a standard feature that's built into the car, and that standard feature is called heated seats. And the standard feature also built into these cars is called heating steering wheels. Now, I understand we're dealing with inflation, and of course, some of you might have heard about the skinny Gatorade bottle looking all fine because of shrinkflation. Yo, check this shit out. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot make this shit up, okay? So if you were able to buy the Putin's price hike and believe that Shell, BP, ExxonMobil are raising the price on American oil because Putin caused it, I want you to pay attention to what they're about to do to you next. This
to
is
see
for
who
you.
can offer the most exciting new options. You know, like voice-activated controls or augmented reality windshields or trunks that have got a lot more junk. Yeah, you're looking good, Sedan. I see you. But the latest innovation isn't a new feature. No, it's a new way to pay for what you get.
A new kind of subscription could be making its way to your bank statements. BMW says that it will start charging a monthly fee for heated seats.
It costs about $12 a month and would allow the car maker to activate the heating coils already built into the seats. You can purchase the heated seats when you buy the car, but for those who didn't, you can at least temporarily try them out on a cold day with a subscription. They're also considering a subscription service for heated steering wheels.
Oh my gosh. Yo, so
Interesting. BMW is going to let...
So, like I said, they want you to be as smart as a box of rocks, okay? So, if you were able to buy... So, this is specifically for all the people out there that say, yeah, I believe we should pay more for our gas to teach Putin a lesson. This is for all the people out there that believe, yeah, Putin's price hike is the reason why our gas is so high, as if we Americans are pulling up to a Putin's gas station to buy our gas. This is what they have for your ass. But those people who pay for Putin's price hike for Putin's gas, they're going to charge you a subscription for the heated seats that already comes in your car. Yeah, so you no longer have the automatic button to press when it's cold outside to warm your booty. Now you got to subscribe to that thing, right? Stop. Think about it. If you bought the Putin's price hike, as I said, they want us to be as intelligent as the box of rocks, okay? So are you smarter than a box of rocks? That's the question I'm asking everybody. Are we Americans smarter than a box of rocks? Because as we can see right now, they are trying to sell us subscription for heated seats that comes with the car that you pay for. So you buy the car, it's a feature in the car, heated seats, you just press the button and, ooh, I feel it. Now you gotta subscribe to it. Like literally, they're selling you a subscription for the thing that's already in your car for free. So instead of having it in your car like you normally do, like from 2010 to like 2020, like I said, almost every car came with heated seat, right? From 20, unless you get like the basic low model car that has like cloth seats and everything, like where you still gotta roll the windows up, unless you got like one of them crank windows where you gotta maybe then you don't have heated seats. But again, most new cars and most car manufacturers make heated seats standard. This is a standard feature. A standard feature for the, and I want to shout out, Trevor Noah for making this entire piece. So I want to show you the rest of his piece on this because he plays to the concept of what they're doing. But I want you to understand is how stupid are we to fall for the BS that they're trying to sell us.
Subscribe for certain features in the car, like heated seats. Yeah, so instead of just buying it, you pay month to month. Which I'll be honest, actually sounds great because I don't need heated seats in the summer. So why am I paying? Huh? They should do this for every feature. The radio, the windshield wipers.
Now, he's saying it's a good idea. Why is that a good idea? Is he one of the people that's not as smart as a box of rocks? Because if I buy the car and the heated seat is coming in the car, when I pay that 30 grand for that car, I'm not subscribing for nothing else. You bought the car with the heated seats in it. That's the service that comes with the car. Just like the windshield wipers, just like the brakes, just like the radio. It's a part of the vehicle. So it's already built in the vehicle, but now they're trying to sell it to you on a subscription basis. And he says it's a good idea.
Yeah, the horn. I don't need the horn all the time. I want to subscribe to the horn if I get cut off. This mother, yo, give me three. Load it up. Give me 3. And light his ass up. But there's a downside. You realize there's a downside to this, right? Car manufacturers are joining the subscription model, and we know how this goes. First you buy things, then they go, oh, now you subscribe. And then how does it end? It always ends with ads. Always. It's only a matter of time before you buy a BMW, and then you're gonna have to listen to a mattress ad every time you start the car. Oh, the killer's coming! Let's get out of here! Are you looking for a new mattress?
Because that's exactly it. That's exactly it. So it takes away more control from us, the taxpayers. Not only are they selling us something that we already had standard for free, they're not going to charge you $12 a month for it now, because all of a sudden they need to charge you for heated seats that comes in the car for free. Why not just keep an older car? Why buy a brand new BMW so that I can subscribe for my heated seats because I want to look cool? Is that it? I need to look cool in my BMW because guess what? You can't afford to pay for your subscription to heated seats. Mine came with the car for free. For free. That's the way I bought the car, with the heated seats in it, and I ain't paying no more for it. But BMW wants you to become a part of the subscription game, and that's what these car manufacturers are doing. They're getting into the subscription business, and what does that mean? Dipping more into your tax-paying pockets. Check this out. It gets better. It gets better. It gets better. It gets better. Hilarious.
Car manufacturers want subscription plans, that's fine. Pay for the parts of the car that you only want when you use them. I think that actually works. Although, you better be warned. If you forget to renew the wrong subscriptions, that shit could end in tears. Oh shit, I knew I should have renewed the brake subscription!
See what I'm talking about?
Alright, you got me, BMW. One more month of brakes, please. Wait. wait, $7.99 for 1 month and then $50 for a year. Is that cheaper? What is that? That's 7 times 12. That equals, it's gonna be
So when I say they want us to be as intelligent as a box of rocks, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand what the box of rocks look like. So when I talk about things like, okay, the global pandemic, or talk about the global food shortage, or talk about the oil prices, or American oil companies owning. So America is the #1 producer of oil and natural gas in the world. But they're charging us more for our oil and natural gas and telling us that it's Vladimir Putin's fault while we're paying more for our American oil that's drilled and refined on American soil. Putin's price hike is what they call it. And of course, as we believe the Putin's price hike, you hear the conflict or the flip side of it, because if you buy that, remember I said it, we'll see the horse taking a shit. And because Joe Biden came by with some marinara sauce and sprinkled some basil on the top and put a little bit of oregano on it, he sold it to us Putin's price hike. And people are buying it. Oh, they bought that shit all year long. And now the car companies are jumping in on it to say, hey, listen, if they believe that Putin is the reason for the price hike on American gas that's drilled off the shore and on American soil, maybe we could charge them for the heated seats that comes in their car anyway. That's it. A subscription model. So $12.99 for your heated seats, $14.99 for your heated steering wheels, $8.99 per month for your brakes, $7.99 for the windshield wipers, and $2.99 for your radio. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about. They want us to be as intelligent as a box of rocks. Now, the second side of this thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to get to it shortly, because shrinkflation, we know about shrinkflation, and that's really not just the inflation of them raising the prices on everything, but I talked about shrinkflation before where, what's been happening is they actually reduce the sizes of the products but charge you the same price. So they charge you the same price for it, but then they make the packages smaller so that they can save the same profit. So again, next time you're in the store, pay attention to it. Or better yet, if you have older products, like I like to stock up, look at the cereal differences. You'll be able to see the difference that I'm talking about. Now, one thing I want to talk about particularly is what the January 6th committee is talking about. Now, there are two things here. There's one about the gun control. Now, this is an older. This one is from July 18th. So this is last week's episode. I'm just doing a recap on it because I thought it was hilarious. Okay. Now, the same clear backpacks that they were issuing, or they were trying to issue for Marjorie Stoneman Douglas when that kid went into Marjorie Douglas' home and shot up that school, is the same kind of stuff that they want now to use for the Uvalde High School, the Uvalde school. But again, they're acting as if this kid walked in there with the gun in his backpack and went straight to math class and decided after math class, you know what? Let me now go shoot up the school. No. This kid came there with his AR-15, his bulletproof vest and everything, ready to shoot anything he saw. So having a bunch of transparent backpacks doesn't make any sense at all. But the funny thing about it is this part right here, because this is something that happened that I thought was funny as fudge sticks, right?
A book inside of clothing.
What?
This video shows how easy it is to hide weapons, regardless of having a clear backpack or not.
God damn! How many guns did that guy have in his pants? Did you see that? Because it started out scary, and then at some point it was just like a magic trick. It was just like, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this behind here, and the AR-15.
Right? So,
but for real, what do we do?
So there you go. What are you going to do about gun control? What are you going to do about gun violence? What are you going to do about it? Is a clear backpack the answer? Really? Are we as smart as a box of rocks, or are we not as smart as a box of rocks? Are we more intelligent than a 5th grader, or are we just as intelligent as a box of rocks? Now, the next thing I want to get to is the last one I'm going to touch on before I get to my guy, Russell Brand, because Russell Brand had a great topic as well. Now, this was specifically something that I spoke about the other day in my last episode, and this was about the January 6th committee. Like, I already told you, the biggest lie in American history was Trump-Russia. Now, if you know anything about Trump-Russia, the biggest part of Trump-Russia wasn't the fact that Hillary said it, but the fact that Hillary deleted her entire email server with all her emails. Now, you talk about 8 years in office as First Lady, 8 years under Obama administration, and another 4 to 8 years in the Senate. That's at least 16 to 24 years in public service, in high-level public service. And she deleted all of her emails and destroyed the servers and says, I didn't know I couldn't do it. That's exactly what she told the American people. I didn't know I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. And then listen to what's being talked about right now. Listen to this.
Because the January 6th committee wants to know what information they have about President Trump's actions on the day his fans went tailgating in Nancy Pelosi's office.
Tailgating.
The committee told the Secret Service, give us all the text messages that you guys were sending that day.
Oh, wow.
The Secret Service said this.
The Secret Service says it cannot recover the deleted text messages from January 5th and 6th of last year. The Washington Post is reporting the agency has no new text to provide to Congress and that any other messages exchanged between agents around the time of the attack were purged.
The Secret Service claims these messages were erased as part of a device replacement program, adding any insinuation that the Secret Service maliciously deleted text messages following a request is false.
Those Secret Service texts are gone.
Oh my goodness.
Gone. Like, really not ever to be returned.
Like Hillary's emails and Hillary's server.
This is so sad. The Secret Service lost all the texts from January 6th because they were doing a device replacement program. What a terrible thing. Oh. Why do I feel like this is the same kind of device replacement program you do when your partner asks you to explain where you were the other night? Yeah, I was due for upgrade because of what me and Keisha were up to, so I had to. Yeah, Apple called me and yeah.
Now you see how you played this thing, right? What are we supposed to say about the former First Lady Hillary Clinton that served in the White House twice, just came off serving under Obama as head of Secretary of State? And said, see, what had happened was, my email and my email, hey, cut it out, I'm talking right now. My email and my email servers, they got deleted because, we didn't know that we weren't supposed to delete it. And, yeah. Right? So this is what Hillary Clinton tells us. And we bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. She's literally sat there, squat, took a dump on the American Constitution from the White House as head of Secretary of State, sprinkled some Parmesan cheese on it, destroyed the servers, and this is what they told us. And we believed it. Hook, line, and sinker, like I said. But again, I digress. I'm not saying that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying I cannot make this shit up. This is history. This is American history here. I'm not making this shit up. This is exactly what it is. American history, okay? But check out the rest of it. This is funny. This is funny.
You know, it's interesting how they're saying once you delete a text, there's no way to retrieve it. Yeah, once they delete a text, it's gone. Because best believe, if any of us lost a text, the Secret Service would find it. Yeah, they would find the shit out of it.
But they didn't find Hillary's server or emails either, though, right?
They'd be like, give me that phone. They'd be like, so this is what you were doing with Keisha. Shit. And look, I know many people are angry, saying, like, I can't believe the Secret Service isn't handing over these texts. But I don't know, maybe it's because I'm South African. I just assumed this would happen.
The Secret Service.
Yeah, the Secret Service.
They're supposed to keep secrets.
To keep secrets.
If
they give you the text, you should fire them, snitch.
Snitch.
The real question we should be asking is, why are they even texting? Imagine this, the Capitol was being overrun by a mob of Facebook comments come to life. People are trying to hang the vice president and the Secret Service is texting? Guys, what is this thing for?
Oh my goodness.
You telling me all that shit was happening and someone's using text just like, hey guys, just wanted to warn you, the vice president is in Asia. Sorry, autocorrect. I meant danger. The vice president is in danger. Send back. Never mind. The problem solved itself.
Oh my gosh.
And I know a lot of people think that this was a huge conspiracy. I do. You know, people say that this is proof that the Secret Service was in on the Capitol plot. But it could also be a much simpler answer. You know, maybe they just don't want people to see the texts that they were sending about their boss. Yeah.
Funny.
I know I wouldn't want that. Can you imagine being at the congressional hearing and Liz Cheney's like, so Agent Johnson, what did you mean when you texted President Poop emoji is baby crying emoji and car emoji? I'd rather go to jail, ma'am.
So again,
big news.
That's what I'm talking about, okay? This is where we are in the world today, ladies and gentlemen. So are we smarter than a 5th grader, or are we as intelligent as a box of rocks? We're going to find out more. Now, the next side of this story I want to talk about is my man, Russell Brand. He had a very interesting take on today, and something that he spoke about on today, which was very interesting to me, which I thought, hey, listen, this is definitely something that we should look into. Russell Brand actually talked about information and the big tech corporations and some of the decisions that they make. Did you know that Microsoft has over 5,000 contracts, signed agreements with the government to share your personal information? Did you know that Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and all of these multinational corporations, they all have contracts with the U.S. government to share your personal information without your consent? As a matter of fact, even the Amazon Ring doorbell camera, the Ring doorbell camera from Amazon is a snitch. It's literally giving information to law enforcement without your consent. That's what big tech does. So you buy it and you have it here to protect yourself. But, well, I'm gonna take just a gander, just one small gander, and I just want to dip into this for a moment, because I think if you get a chance to hear it from Russell himself, it makes a huge difference in how the information comes to you. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I can't make this shit up, okay? I cannot make this shit up, okay? I ask you before, are we as smart as a box of rocks? Are we more intelligent than a box of rocks, right? And I wasn't being facetious. I was being very serious when I asked that question, because here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazon's doorbell Ring is that it provides you security. Say if a burglar is turning up, you could see them through the camera, and it provides you convenience, so you know whether or not to open your front door. It's a brilliant doorbell, and it's certainly not grassing you up to the police.
Tonight, Amazon may have handed over your home surveillance video to police without giving you a heads up.
This is just crazy. In new documents, Amazon admitting it gave footage from Ring doorbell cameras to law enforcement nearly a dozen times this year without the consent of users.
My old doorbell may not have been fantastic, but one thing I knew for sure is it weren't behind my back talking to the police. That's one of the things I used to like about the old doorbell. Ding dong! Oh, there's someone at the door. And also, it's not going, ew, got no idea what Russell's up to in there. I want to be in charge of the doorbell. I don't think that the doorbell's got its own life, where it's like chatting to LAPD because it's got a hunch I'm up to something, like it's a sleuth, like it's a gumshoe, like it's a Sherlock Holmes doorbell that's got ideas about justice and what its duty should be. I'm in charge of the doorbell. I don't want the doorbell via Amazon chatting to the police, because that makes me think that maybe big tech companies and law enforcement agencies have some kind of relationship. Is there any evidence of that? Let's see how the mainstream media report this news story.
They offer homeowners a sense of security, and the hope is they'll scare off criminals. Doorbell cameras.
I just hope that this will scare off criminals. I don't have such an emotional relationship as well with the doorbell, do you? I just want ding dong, that's it. And maybe, alright, if what Amazon are offering is a bit of an additional convenience to be able to check, well, no, I don't actually fancy chatting to them, or even better, some security, like I can see if there's an intruder traipsing across the lawn. But Given what we know about Amazon, it's probably best to eliminate any possibility at all that they're accumulating and capturing data and then giving that data to law enforcement agencies, because that's potentially something that could get out of control.
Amazon's Ring doorbell camera might not be as private as users thought.
Well, you just would assume privacy, isn't it? Privacy from the doorbell. I don't have to ask those questions about other household appliances. You don't think that the toaster's got a relationship with Pfizer, do you?
Now, that's the interesting part, right? You hear him talk about laughing about it. You don't think the toaster has got a conversation with Pfizer talking about your health, right? But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have entered into the age of smart homes. So when you have a smart home, you have a smart TV, you've got a smart toaster, you've got a smart computer, you've got a smart fridge, you've got a smart stove. All these things communicate via computer and Wi-Fi. Not only can a hacker hack your home via the appliances in your home, but also that information is also shared elsewhere. Gone are the days when you could just have a good old barbecue and s'mores without your stove snitching on you that you're eating too much fast food or fatty food, or your refrigerator snitching on you that you drink too much vodka or you're an alcoholic, or I don't know, maybe your toaster is telling on you that, hey, listen, you didn't toast enough bread this week and you lied about what you're doing. But this is the age that we're in. And in the age of smart devices and smart technology, as we see, the doorbell camera has a contract so they can share your personal information without your consent. Again, this is the world we live in. You have to make a conscious decision, ladies and gentlemen, with all of your iPhones, with all of your smart apps, with all of your technologies, gadgets, and gizmos, exactly what you want into your home and exactly how much of it you want into your home. Another story today regarding AI and technology was on GRAVITAS. Palki. Now, Palki talked about a story on GRAVITAS where in Russia, there was a Chinese kid that was playing chess. Now, they were playing chess with an AI. What happened? This child tried to do a double move, right? So it made one play and then he tried to make another play afterwards, which, of course, in chess, the other party would call foul. You know what the AI did? The AI grabbed that sucker by the finger and almost freaking snapped his finger off. The AI was like, oh, no, you didn't. Come here, you little shit. I'm going to teach you a lesson about cheating. Chess is a game of integrity. You should not mess with me. Like, literally, don't take my word for it. I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. Literally, a 7-year-old child or like 8-year-old child in China almost had his finger snapped off by an AI because he cheated in a goddamn chess game. Now, truth be told, you're playing chess, you want to keep your integrity. Truth be told, maybe that kid shouldn't have been cheating or tried to cheat the AI, because maybe that shows that this kid is just a cheater. So maybe the AI was just teaching him a lesson. Next time you think about cheating in this game, remember the finger. Like, literally, right? I'm not saying nothing, y'all. I'm just saying I can't make this shit up. But I want y'all to pay attention, guys. Where we are right now in the world is a result and the signs of the times, okay? So again, ladies and gentlemen, be aware, be cautious, be alert, and of course, stay safe. Today's episode is brought to you by God's Gift Luxury, godsgiftluxury.com. If you get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, please check out our native medicine. Now, these are some of the benefits of some of our native medicines. Prevent cancer, prevent arthritis, better memory, better sleep, better skin, lower blood sugar, boost immune system, boost energy, boost your sex drive, and reduce inflammation. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, you want to check us out. Now, if you know anybody out there that's got Parkinson's, that's got epilepsy, that's got cancer, that's got fibromyalgia, listen, give us a call. We've got a treatment. This treatment here is just like Charlotte's Web. You've seen Charlotte's Web with the little girl who has about 1,000 seizures a day. Listen, this treatment will absolutely, positively guarantee to help to reduce their seizure, and it's a natural treatment. patients with cancer as well. Hey, how about you're a person out there that wants to find out more about how you can protect yourself about coronavirus? Again, the research has been done right now. If you go to godsgiftluxury.com, the website's right there, godsgiftluxury.com, you will see the research that shows you that CBD completely eradicates coronavirus from the body. Completely eradicates it. I didn't make this up. Dr. Fauci did that research. It was done by the National Institution of Health that CBD eradicates coronavirus from the body. But guess what? It doesn't suit their narrative for vaccine mandate. Now, of course, they were able to mandate the vaccine, break the Constitution, and shortly after that, you see they were able to do the same thing with Roe v. Wade. Now, if you are a woman out there and you want to stand up for your rights for your body, then I absolutely encourage you to know your rights. Because the more we go along with these Democratic lawmakers that allow these changes to happen, is the more we are infringing on our own rights and privacies. And again, if you got an Apple device, you got an iPhone, you got one of those technologies, I implore you to check your app settings to make sure that your information is not being given away without your consent or permission. Another thing is this. I'm not saying nothing, guys. I'm just saying we see how the world is set up. I'm not trying to scare you. I want to prepare you for what's happening, what's about to come next, okay? This is not to scare you guys. This is to prepare you. Right now, we're facing a situation where all of the developing nations across the world right now, they're facing severe hunger crisis and food crisis, okay? This is something that's absolutely serious. This is something that's absolutely real. You don't have to take my word for it. You can go on Google right now. You can Google what's happening in Somalia. Google food crisis in Somalia. So Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Somalia, Panama, Venezuela, Argentina, all of the developing nations are all facing a food crisis, severe food crisis, where I believe millions of people are going to starve to death, die from a lack of food. Now, here in America, we throw away billions, we throw away a ton of food every day. We waste food every day in America. So every day in America, we literally toss out a ton of food, while in the developing nations across the world, they are dying for food. Okay, now, if you on my Facebook, Jason Miller on Facebook, I encourage you to check that out. I got a couple of things here that I want you guys to read for yourself so you see it. Now, we all heard Donald Trump, while he was in office, says he's not going to give Ukraine any aid until they investigate what Hunter Biden was doing in Ukraine and what his job title was about, okay? What I have on my Facebook is a picture of Hunter Biden in his time in Ukraine while serving under the Obama administration. And I promise you, it was nothing that was on the, it more resembled what's going on with the Hunter Biden's laptop. Now, if that picture of Hunter Biden was a picture of one of Donald Trump's sons or children, we wouldn't have a Trump presidency. If Donald Trump's son or any of his children had a laptop full of pornographic material and just dropped, we would not have the same kind of presidency. Things would have been a lot different, because we know exactly the difference in how the Democrats treat the Democrats versus the Democrats treat Republicans. And what do I mean by that? You know, Trevor Noah so kindly said, you know, the group of people who had a tailgate party in Nancy Pelosi's office, those were the same people who took their privilege to tailgate in Nancy Pelosi's office. But when the African-American people were getting together for the freedom, the rights and freedom and liberty for African-Americans and black people, we saw exactly how the police was militarized with bombs, bullets, guns, and body armor weapons to make sure these African-Americans dispersed. However, we saw exactly what happened when these other people came together to tailgate, and they were actually able to have a barbecue. And yeah, they actually were able to leave some fresh hot beer, let's call it that, on Nancy Pelosi's desk. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying nothing, I'm just saying, but again, I can't make this shit up, okay? Believe in yourself, guys. That's the theme of today. Believe in yourself, okay? No matter what the media is telling you, no matter what I'm saying to you, do your own research and learn for yourself. Again, that's my time. God bless. God's best. And as always, y'all, Godspeed. You know exactly where to find me. GodsGiftLuxury.com. JRLMiller.com. Research, read more, learn more, so you can stay free. Blessings in abundance.